Hi Taurus, here is a general look at your solar chart for February 2014, and as the month kicks off you will probably be taking your goals and ambitions more seriously. You are becoming more aware of the rules as well imposed by the wider world, bureaucracy, authority figures, officials, parents, and anybody who's in a position of power, anybody you as well, anybody you want to impress favourably. The idea at this time would be to project a good image and to be consistent and responsible with all your targets and goals as you go forwards, and being aware of reputation, how you're packaging something, and image, that kind of thing. And we have an unusual setup really at the moment, with most of the planets being in sort of stuck in certain particular areas of the skies. So we've got very long transits going on with Venus and Mars, but also even this month with Mercury retrograding between Pisces and Aquarius, and then next month back again. So that means that particular areas will tend to be lit up, it would tend to be emphasized in your solar chart, and of course in your natal chart as well, but that might be different areas, which is why it's always interesting, to put the natal chart next to the solar chart. So Mercury, as I say, goes retrograde between the 6th and the 28th, meaning that you've got to find the hidden pieces of the puzzle. Just slow down. Every time Mercury retrogrades, we've got to slow down and just let the picture maybe emerge from the subconscious, from the ether, whatever it is. Not be so sort of hard hitting with our logic and our rational working things out. And then if you do that, you can start to move more freely towards your goal, probably after the retrograde's over, after the 28th. Until the 13th, Mercury's in a very proactive, sociable place where friendships, new and old, are highlighted, you exchanging information, more involvement within some kind of group or community, and whether that's a collective that you're familiar with or whether that's a new one. But it's quite a future orientated period. You feel as though things are moving forwards and you can achieve an aim or a hope that you wish to achieve for a while. Anything to do with the internet, anything to do with technology is highlighted here. Excuse me. And then from the 13th, when Mercury moves backwards into Aquarius, that means discussions, correspondence, ideas revolve around your plans and goals and ambitions, and in the professional area. So career, life direction, maybe a new enterprise, or those who may facilitate your aims, they could all be highlighted. You could have more interaction with those, and you could find that your goals and schemes are being supported, validated, or in fact rejected by the feedback you're getting there, and also as things unfolding across a wider stage. So you need to keep your ears and eyes open, really, and to see what's new on the block. You'll be putting mental effort as well, probably, into expressing yourself in the best way that you can, because you could get some quite good little nuggets of information at this time, which is maybe unusual or not what you were expecting. Mercury, though, squares Saturn. That's quite a challenging aspect between Mercury and Saturn, very briefly between the 18th and the 22nd. And that means that you could be working harder mentally there, even though in general in a retrograde we should try to be more oblique in our thinking, rather than kind of really very sort of solution seeking in our thinking, sort of allowing the answers to come up. But between those two dates there, that could put more on your mind, weigh heavily on your mind. You may feel limited because of what's going on in that area of authority figures and things that are unfolding across the wider stage, and also vehicles, transport, and communications. Anything like that could be more on your mind, schedules, timetables there. From the 19th, the Sun then moves into a highly sociable area, where again it underpins where Mercury was up until the 13th. And Mercury will have moved out of there by then, but those two areas have a lot in common. So more involvement within a collective, a community, a group, in person, over the wires, all that could be a key feature. And moving forwards with, there's a real feeling of moving forwards with things for you in February. Venus, your ruling planet, is in this very long transit of Capricorn. She continues there until early March. So that's good news, actually, potentially for you Taurians in the love department. Your understanding is likely to be deepened through a relationship which can introduce you to new dimensions of experience. So that might be a new arrival, that might be something to do with friends, family, that might be, you know, a sizzly love affair, any kind of close relationship. And also any relationship where you're close to somebody could revolve around travel, or they're at a distance, or maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's a kind of academic or advice-giving environment, you know, where they've got specialist knowledge to put to your at your disposal, and that's a useful resource for you. You're more likely to connect with knowledge or expertise which balances your perspective, helps you join up the dots, helps you get the bigger picture. And you yourself may be valued as an information resource to somebody else, or as an information giver or guide. And this is a good time for putting the word out onto a bigger stage. Publications or education could also be emphasized, you know, writing that book, or anything that could, in communications, which could benefit you, potentially benefit you materially. You could be feeling quite upbeat about this, whatever the project is, whatever the interaction is, though, and you and someone could team up and launch into a new project. Now, until next July, Mars continues in an area related to daily chores, daily duties, whatever those duties are, whether that's work, whether those are sort of health routines, whether that's diet, whether that's you know, medical, therapeutic, and that can be for you, that can be for somebody else. So there's a danger of conflict here, because that's the nature of Mars with anybody related to those areas there. But if you rise above that, then co-workers, service providers, therapists, medicos, if you coordinate with them, then they can be of great practical help. Also turn that around, and you can be of great practical help to others in this very service-orientated area here. But simply taking on too much and overdoing it is a pitfall with Mars. So, and also accidents as well. So watch your step. Don't overstretch your energies or endanger yourself or others. And because, you know, you've just got too much on your plate, you're trying to juggle too many balls in the air. Mars tends to stir things up wherever he goes, but gets you working harder in the area that he's in. And as this is such a long transit, I will be coming back to this again, and just kind of nagging about it again, but just be more conscious at this time. You know, if there have been health problems, then just get with the program there. Also, if they're, you know, you're not happy with the help you're getting, whether that's to do with health or work, or, you know, equipment that's kind of outdated or is not doing what you want it to do, which can also be the kind of glitch that Mars turns up, then over this long transit with the Mars vitality and energy and stamina, they're helping you. You can surmount these problems. But overall, this Mars position can deliver results you can be proud of, but you just need to be more of a self-starter. You need to not hang around, wait for others to, you know, pronounce upon the thing, give their opinion, or be ready. I mean, obviously don't run roughshod over others, but you need to be the one sort of more in the driving seat. You need to be working more on your own maybe here. So if you can't work on your own during the day job, well, maybe, you know, it's the time of the day when you can actually get in control and do the thing, you know, in the way that you like it done, and that might be not the same thing that you're doing for the day job. Now, until next July, Jupiter is expanding you into a more outgoing, positive frame of mind, and that's good news, really. In fact, the positions of both Jupiter and Venus, your ruling planet, are pretty good, and will enable you through developing yourself in communications, education, speaking, writing, or other forms of creative expression, whatever that means for you. It could be something in the arts, or it might not. And so Jupiter here is the teaching through learning planet is really going to expand, and you should be open to that expansion. You should be thinking bigger in those sort of areas, and you could be exchanging with others in a way which is very positive, very uplifting, educational as well. You know, learning something new would be just the ticket with Jupiter here, studying, but also being the teacher, being the guide. If you deem it to be worth it, this is the thing about Saturn, is it can actually make or break certain relationships, and of course some of them may have outlived their sell-by date, putting it bluntly, because we're all growing and changing all of the time. So it's up to you, but you just got to work harder at relationships. Now, if it's useful to you and worth it to you, then you've got to put the work in. It might be a sort of teacher-pupil type relationship. It might be, you know, in your work, and you do think, you know, this is a bit of a rough patch, but I've got to put the work in here. I've got to find a way, and because the Saturn energy will tend to come at you through another, and there's an awful lot about projection with Saturn. It does actually rule the shadow. So you with this Saturn opposite your sun sign, sometimes it's kind of worth scrutinizing yourself and seeing whether your expectations, your underlying emotional responses aren't kind of muddying the waters as well. I mean, they always do with us, don't they, us humans, but this is a time when you've really got to square up to it and kind of clean up your act in that area there of how actually am I handling, and historically have I been handling these relationships. But if it is worth it, then you've just got to keep plugging away there and stick with it, and there's nobody who can do that, sticking with something, better than you, Taurus, because you're not a quitter. So anyway, compromise, collaboration, cultivating certain relationships, whatever they mean to you, whatever they're worth to you, will have to be done gradually over this long transit of Saturn here. And if it is making, you know, if it's not breaking the relationship, because you just begin to get that feeling as, okay, this is the parting of the ways here. If it's making the relationship, then you will step into more commitment. That's the thing about Saturn. It likes formality, it likes commitment, even more commitment and responsibility. And you won't see the thing as being frustrating and limiting and exasperating. You'll see it as, okay, you know, I'm going to take the long view here. And if it is a breakup, then just give thanks for what you've learned and what you've experienced and move on without bearing a grudge, if at all possible. And you Taurians born between the 12th to the 15th of May, or with 21 to 24 degrees, are going to feel the energies of Saturn the most. 21 to 24 degrees rising, I should have said. And that's it for February. If you know your rising sign and moon sign, listen to those forecasts. They can give you throw a different light on things here, and take what you relate to and chuck away the rest. And also, if you want to know what the outer planets are doing, that's all written up on my website for the stars for 2014. I go into those a little bit more if you're interested, and I'll see you the next time.